All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus Show. I'm Onebar. I'm going over playoff scenarios, who the Vikings could play round one, every damn scenario, so we can be prepared for this weekend's game. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, talking Vikings every day. Almost at 13,000 subs. If you love the Vikings, hit that sub because we're here every damn day, and we will be until the day we die talking Vikings. So hit that sub, hit that like, comments. Let me know who you want to play, maybe who you don't want to play. I'm using ESPN's playoff machine, which is actually pretty damn sweet. So they still have week 17 not buttoned up yet. Niners, Lions, I think it's fair to say I'm just going to have the Lions win. If they don't, it doesn't matter. It comes down to next week anyways, Vikings, Detroit, who gets that number 1 seed. But if they do win, that would put them at the number 1 seed for now. Like I said, the game is irrelevant. It all comes down next week. So I'm going to go into this. I'm not going to rattle off, sit here and yap a ton. I'm just going to go through the main scenarios. So the Panthers, Falcons, Bucks, Saints, obviously the Vikings, Lions, and the Rams, Seahawks game are the big boys as far as what's going to determine this. Washington, Dallas, Washington, and Green Bay, Chicago, they are playing for different types of seeding, but those games really don't affect the Vikings, I don't believe, at all. It just depends on who gets that 6-7 seed between those guys. So I'm not going to worry about them. I will just pick the favorites, which will be Washington and Green Bay. So Green Bay, Philly would be crazy. I love it. One of those guys just take the other out. Two very good teams. And then Washington would get the Rams for now. So let me dive into this. So Atlanta, the only way Atlanta makes, and there is a chance the Vikings play Atlanta. The only way that Atlanta gets in is if they win and the Bucks lose. That would put the Vikings, if that happens, and again, this would be a scenario where the Vikings lose. If I just did this scenario, Vikings win, that's all that matters. Woo! Number 1 seed, popping the bubbly. I could care less about any other games. I'm going to be blackout drunk for about a week. So that's best case scenario. That's what we're all hoping for. But if that was it, then the video would be over. Let's go. Let's say the Detroit wins. They shock the world and beat the Minnesota Vikings. So the Vikings would have the 5th seed in this scenario. Atlanta gets the 4th. And again, this is if the Bucks lose to the Saints, which is a big if. I think everybody's expecting the Bucks to beat the Saints. If the Bucks do beat the Saints, Atlanta can win by 1,000. They're still out of the playoffs. Atlanta right now has like a 10 or 12% chance of getting in. So the most realistic is the Bucks win. And then it comes down to Seattle and LA. Seattle and LA. If Seattle beats LA, we get the Rams. We travel to Los Angeles and play the Rams, the team that already beat the Vikings. Granted, the Vikings did not have Blake Cashman. They did not have TJ Hawkinson. So it's not tit for tit there. It's a little bit different. So that would be a good game. I think the Rams are sneaky as hell. They're going to be a very good team in the playoffs. If they get past that first game, that will be a team to watch. The Rams are probably going to be projected to beat the Seahawks. So if the Rams do beat the Seahawks, and again, that Bucks team wins, we're going to get Tampa Bay. We're going to travel to Tampa. I would love that game. I think we're a good matchup for Tampa. Tampa's got some damn good weapons. But as far as all the playoff teams, I think I'd want to play them the most. So really, that is the most realistic scenario, because if you look at this, as far as teams that should win and will be projected to win, this is how it would shake out. If Seattle beats LA, we would play the Rams. But again, if the Saints shock the world and beat the Bucks, then we would get the Falcons. So we're looking at the Falcons, the Rams, the Bucks, or we say screw it, beat the Lions and get a first round bye. Again, the most realistic is that Bucks team right there. Really, the most realistic is us getting the number 1 seed. The second most realistic is the Bucks, and then third would be the Rams. Fourth would be the Falcons. So that is your playoff picture for round 1. Hopefully, I didn't confuse the hell out of you too much. But again, that Seattle Rams game is going to be the one to watch, assuming the Bucks win. Let me know down in the comments. Hit that sub button. We'll be here all damn week. Let's go.